Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello friends and hello foe, and welcome to the Comedianons. It's a podcast we tried to start with 13, but here we are, 9 years later, giving it a red hot go. My name is Josh, and with me today is a man who I'm reliably informed once said that veterinarians are just tiny zookeepers. It's Jono.
Wow, that's actually a very useful insight that I gave just there. And I'd also, Josh, like to congratulate you on the fluidity of your introducing skills. It's almost like you wrote down the intro. Well done.
I wasn't even looking at it. The worst one was I never looked at it. I wrote it out and then I never looked at it.
Do you know, it's the old tactic of like when you write notes or you write something down to remember it, it's the act of writing it down that actually makes you remember
memorizes
it. It's not looking back, Like, if I find I have a lot of things to do and I write it in a calendar, I never look back at the calendar, but I remember the event because I wrote it down.
It's true. I will say, John,
knowledge. 5 seconds in, yes?
Dare I say, this is going to be a banger of a show.
Mate,
We nearly have a full house of returning segments. Plus, we're about to do a banger of a new segment / revamped segment. A revamped lost segment. So... this is the first time John is hearing this intro for the new segment. It is.
I've even downloaded it and everything.
Reviewing me, reviewing you. There is nothing we can't review. Reviewing me, reviewing you. We just have to face it. It's true. Oh, let's review. What a banger of an intro.
That is fantastic.
So, again, Jono, you've never heard that intro of a segment.
Oh my goodness.
What a banger of a segment.
I'm so glad I didn't listen to it when I was setting up the sound effects. That is hilarious.
So, Jono, people won't know this, so there's really no point me saying it, but we did have a lost segment that might come back in the future. We don't know. We had a lost segment of a review, and I thought, that one may not have worked, but we're gonna give it a red hot go again.
We're gonna try again.
I feel like you just got to get the core of some things. So I want to take us back
to the core of the Earth. 4 years.
Of the Earth. 4 years ago on Earth, on the top of Earth, not at the core. Because that'd be weird. Why would someone be there? Why would a show or anything be there? We're reviewing a show. I figure, why do you have to stop reviewing from anything? So if you have any kind of anything, even if it's like a concept, we could review that. We could review anything.
We could.
I mean, you tell us what you want us to review and we'll review
the core of the Earth.
Today. The core of the Earth? I don't think that'd be a good review.
No.
We don't know.
What have we got on the menu today?
Jono, let's take us back 4 years. The mind of 2017. Bad things happening in politics. Maybe bad things happening on television as well.
We were in VCE.
We were in VCE. We were finishing up our middle school, our high school careers. High school careers, but on TV, we're going into the realm of American game shows.
Okay, this is always a good one to go
Always a good start.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how to put this other than, games.
I know games.
There's games.
Not a huge fan of games, but I like a few games.
What if you could take games and put it into game shows and make it really a games show?
Okay.
Go with me on this.
Doesn't sound like there's a heap of hope for that. But
in 2017, it wasn't very good. In 2017, the series premiere of the Candy Crush TV show.
Oh, no way. I had no idea.
There was a Candy Crush TV show.
I get why they did it, because it was 2017. Was that the big era of Candy Crush? I feel like it was earlier.
I think they had a few, like probably 3 really big years, and then they're like, you know what you do when you have a big few years, you hit them with the game show, because that's what all the people who play the game want to see.
I guess, you know what, on the Candy Crush thing, it's these people are still going, but I saw on TikTok a couple of people have been posting that their mums have been finishing Candy Crush. They've actually like got to the end. They've done like 2,000 levels of Candy Crush. It's insane.
I remember there was definitely a running story years ago. There were a couple people in my family who really got up into the echelons.
Yeah,
but they were like, you maybe got an injury, you like broke something, a limb or something, and you were sitting on the couch. So what do? You get your iPad out and you play Candy Crush.
Fling, fling, fling. Never figured out how to do it. I just like scooped and booped around and hoped for the best.
I can't tell if you're going for Fruit Ninja or Candy Crush there, but we're going to move on because you were doing like these actions, and I was like, "Are you doing?" Yeah, and the sound effects didn't really feel like a
Fruit Ninja is way better than Candy Crush.
Fruit Ninja is a banger. That they should make that into a.
Isn't that still? I'd watch a Fruit Ninja TV show,
but there isn't a lot of hope for a show when it hits you with a couple immediate. I watched the premiere. How long do you think a game show should go for? What? It's called Candy Crush.
Oh.
A
game show should go.
How long would a game show go for?
That's true. Well, normally they have like a 50-minute slot, and it might go for half an hour, 40 minutes with ads.
You've got on the money there. It was 40 minutes, which is already a lot of time of my time that I'm putting into watching this premiere. I got through the whole thing. And then I skimmed through it to make some notes. A lot of things jumped out at me, so we're just going to go through a couple of the top things. First of all,
the great hits.
It's great that they're like it's as I touched on in the intro. You got Candy Crush, which is a game. What if it was a game though? What if Candy Crush was a game?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yep. Gotcha.
Not a lot of hope for a show when the first thing you see is the host of that like entertainment, Mario Lopez. Like one of those. Like, you can tell that already. It's not a good start. And on top of that, you might be able to tell where I'm going with this. But the contestants, they were fan favorite contestants from the American Big Brother and Survivor. So already they're like, we need to throw familiar people at this because, by God, if we don't, this is not going to go well.
I thought it was going to be like crazy. Like there's docos about kids who are whizzes at the Rubik's Cube. I thought it was going to be like people who are really.
No, it's not kids. Crush. No, it's adults.
It's celebrities.
You're wrong. You're right. We're talking adults who've just come out of whatever the most recent Survivor or Big Brother series.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Because I know people aren't going to watch it for the candy crushing.
Right. The big selling point of the show, at the very top of the thing, I might give you a clip to slot in here as we talk about this as well, is this gigantic wall of screens. Gigantic, let's say 15-foot high wall of screens.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
And they go, this is where we're going to be playing our games. And
do they all go,
Candy Crush. The whole show is just different versions of Let's Play Candy Crush.
So that's literally all they do. They just play Candy Crush.
So we got every game in every series. So there's a number of teams. Each team plays in a game, and each game is just some version of Let's Play Candy Crush.
Oh wow, that
so you got people hanging.
Entertaining.
No, you'd wonder that's why there was only one season of it. You got people hanging from harnesses playing Candy Crush on this gigantic wall of screens. This gigantic wall of screens, and then they put then they'll move the screen wall on the floor, and they'll get people hanging from the harnesses over the top of it.
That's how they make it interesting.
Mission Impossible. And they'll get these long sticks with those foam fingers that do this. Foam fingers to play.
That's so good. I actually love this.
And then they'll get another one of the show at the very start. They have this one where they have the two contestants connected by this long stick, so they're connected together. Mm-hmm. But all it is one person on one side plays Candy Crush, and halfway through they have to just swap, and then the other person plays Candy Crush. Then they swap.
They just swap. That's extremely good television.
Yeah, I know, it's great television. and then they got some people walking through these giant string walls. They're just string walls. There's no difficult to them. It's not like some challenge out of Big Brother or something. It's not difficult. They didn't even they could have stole the Wipeout the wipeout thing and made it interesting. But no.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
They
just go through a string wall and play more Candy Crush. So, long story short,
so that's literally all it is.
And after no kind of break at all, to sum it up, Jono.
Definitely your audio didn't cut out and we had to restart recording.
This without saying this may or may not have been the most cursed recording system we've ever done.
Recording for 32 minutes and I think we've got about 9 minutes of content.
I'm going to be honest, Johnny. I feel like just hijacking the end of this segment just to talk about the fact that this has turned into a cursed recording session.
I think so. Look, long story short, Candy Crush show, great.
No, not a great show. But who knows what's coming next on reviewing on.
Oh yeah, hang on. But I'll play it. Because we restarted, I had to reshuffle the. Here we go.
Reviewing me, reviewing you.
It deserves another play,
There is nothing we can't review. Reviewing me, reviewing you. We just have to face it. It's true. Oh, let's review.
I just thought that it needed, this segment was a bit cursed, so I just thought it needed your absolute bop of a thing to outro. All right, Joshua, at the very beginning of this episode, we neglected to mention why this episode is so special, and I want to test your memory. Why is this episode so special?
It's our 10th episode.
It's the 10th birthday special.
Oh no!
It's our 10th episode.
Oh,
it is.
Oh, no,
it is.
I know where this is going.
Episode, and the reason that Mr. Joshua is not sounding so pleased right now is. Would you like to tell the people what is on our run sheet for this next segment?
It says quiz.
Yes.
Play the opener. Play the opener.
Here we go. I don't have much knowledge, but boy, if I did, I'd get all the questions right in this quiz. Now, Joshua, would you like to tell the people what you think this quiz is going to be about?
Is this about the podcast? Is this going to be stuff like that?
It is indeed. Now, I warned you before the podcast we start recording that the quiz, you didn't know what it was, but you knew
one.
It's a difficult one, and it's not multiple choice. And for those of you who haven't put two and two together, which you will, because literally everybody I know who listens is way smarter than us, so I don't know why they're listening. But we don't have much knowledge, as we said in the intro. But yes, the quiz is going to be about the life and times of the last 10 episodes of this podcast. And to your credit, I do think you will get most of these right, because they're some favourite memories. And why not just start right off the gate with personally one of my favourite stories. Now, this was from episode 2. Now, the namesake of that episode was a very smart Karen. We called the episode The Smartest Karen in the World. My question for you is, what did she do that made her the smartest Karen in the world?
I feel a little bit better as I do it. I was realizing you were gonna immediately call me out because I'm gonna, if I mess up one of my own segments, that's what I'm really worried about. I don't care. I feel like I'm a pretty good listener and I can remember most of the stuff you say, but I can't remember half the things I say that come out of my mouth. I do remember this one, Jono.
All right, what did she do?
She called the restaurant whilst in line to try and order.
That's correct. How good is that? I still think that's a genius idea.
Still ridiculous.
She was in the queue. She called up and ordered while she was in the queue to jump ahead. Absolute genius. All right, one for one, Joshua. Well done.
1 for 1. That's a good start.
In one of personally my favorite episode name, I think it was the first episode, Honey Mustard in a Mop Bucket. I told the story about a giant surveying blunder.
Yeah.
What did these people do that was such a big blunder?
Another one. They They surveyed it, but they turned it 90 degrees on its side. So
that's correct.
Diagonal.
Well done, Joshua. You are a good listener indeed.
I am a good
that
listener.
Would trip you up.
The ones that's going to be worrying are the ones that I know what ones are going to be worried. Okay, I'm happy with those two. That's a good start, Jono.
So a little bit
how
of
many more questions are there on this? Just so I know.
We've got 5. A little bit of elaboration on that last one. Yes, they in surveying you have about a 2 to 3 mil error, and they had a 40-degree error, which is like turning a piece of paper 40 degrees. That's how bad their measurements were.
Still gets me. That one still pops me.
Now this one, question 3. It's I'd say it's probably the hardest one. The hardest one in this quiz. Now we hinted at it before. We have a leftovers episode coming up.
Yeah.
With some leftover segments. Now, get a little bit worried because question 4 is based around that. But these segments are segments that most of the time they're pretty good, but they just don't fit the podcast for a variety of reasons. Sure. Maybe they're too long.
It's a timing thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tone thing.
It doesn't fit the vibe. We cut them out, save them for a rainy day. But there is one segment that was on a run sheet that didn't even make the recording, and it's the only segment. I did my research, I looked through, we only ever had one segment that we had on the run sheet and we never even ended up recording. It didn't make it to an episode, didn't make it to a leftovers episode, we didn't record it at all. What was that segment about? I'll give you a hint. It was one of my segments, but it was something that we both had talked about the previous week. I think we're going to need this.
Ooh.
Talk us through your thoughts.
That's a difficult one. It could be a number of different things. It could be maybe uni related. It could be something that we. Are you saying this is something that hasn't turned up? That won't be coming up on?
It was written on a run sheet, and it never made it to the record. We didn't even talk about it.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'll give you another hint.
Can you give me a bit more hints?
A person.
It's about a person. Oh, yes, I do remember. Thank you. You could have. I don't know if that's something you should have told me. When you told me that, Jono, it's of course the founder of the Comedianons, as seen on our website. It's about Waldo Tobler.
That's right, Mr. Waldo Tobler. Waldo
Tobler. If you
the founding father of geography and the
Comedianons.
Mate, that bloke, his rule.
What a bloke.
For those who aren't aware, which is everybody, Mr. Waldo
look him up on Google search.
Oh, mate, he looks so cool. He looks exactly like what you would expect the founding father of geography to look like. But all right. It's more of a trip down memory lane, this one, rather than playing for points. But, Joshua,
Yep.
We mentioned the leftover segments, and I saw the look on your face that you were expecting me to get you to list what the leftover segments are, but you were relieved when you didn't have to do that. But now you have to. Name 5 of our leftover segments.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, 3. Name 3 of our leftover segments.
Okay. This is almost like a bit of a nice sort of hint for what might be coming, Johnny.
Yep. This is for get people excited.
We've got a review of the D'Amelio show coming up.
We do indeed have a review of the D'Amelio show. That's correct. Absolute banger of a show if anyone wants to watch that one.
Oh, for sure. We have
Do I need the music again, Joshua?
Yeah, I reckon hit me with the music.
Helps your brain think. Speedrunners. 2 more.
Speedrunners. I'm gonna be honest. I can't actually think of a single other.
2 of them are yours.
2 of them are mine. Oh, no. We've got a great song coming up. We have a song.
We do have a song.
We've got a song on the Forgotten show as well. And we have a look into my watching, or like my habits or something. About how I watch things. I believe
Josh's watching habits. Well
it's
done,
well done,
a
precursor to the review in a way.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Now, how are you feeling at this point, Josh? How are you feeling?
I am nervous, but we got 4 out of 5. We're doing pretty well.
Well, the last one, this is so hard. I think you can do this. How many episodes have we done, Josh? Not including the pilot.
10.
Yes. Well, we've done 9 because this is episode 10.
Okay, sure. Right. Previously.
I've just opened Spotify.
The pilot?
Yeah, not including the pilot. I've just opened Spotify because this next question, I don't expect you to do this in order, but I want you to name every episode because creative names.
Okay.
And in my mind, I reckon I could do it.
Do I have to do it in order?
It does not have to be in order because that's way too difficult.
So we've got 9, right?
Every episode. We've got 9, and we're going to do this as fast as you can.
Okay. Now?
Let's do it.
We got hit the music. We've got...
Oh, yes. Hang on.
Melbourne
music.
Slow... Yep.
Yes. Okay. Melbourne
late train slow walkers. We got honey mustard in a mock bucket.
Yes.
We got Roald Dahl, the ultimate frisbee player. We have someone's going on a picnic. We have Harry Potter on a picnic.
On a picnic, extremely impressive.
We have oh no.
You have to go.
We have smartest Karen in the world. We did that one.
Smartest Karen in the world. Yes.
We have the later ones are the ones that are going to screw me. We have earthquaking. We have earthquaking Professor Skating.
Well done.
We've got 3 more. Oh no, we got 3 more.
3 more.
There's
the latest episode. Oh, no, the second latest episode. What was that called?
Oh, I can't even think about that. We have.
How about the very first episode?
The first episode. What was the first one called?
Oh no, that was honey mustard in a mop bucket.
That was honey mustard.
I'll let you get if you can include the pilot if you want.
The pilot was. Oh, I can't even think about the pilot. I'm lost, Jono. I'm missing 4 if you're including the pilot. I'm missing 4.
All right. What you missed, it was the later one. It's exactly right. That's what tripped you up. It was IGA, the dollar food people. Rain is water, but fish is not chicken.
Okay, yeah.
And Curtis Stone is an avocado farmer.
Yep.
But that was honestly extremely
Stone
impressive. So props to you, Joshua.
Jono, with a star-studded lineup like this so far in the 10th episode, there's only one more thing that can make it even more exciting.
Oh, I'm ready.
And I'm so darn glad we do the segment again, cause the last time we did it made a whole lot of sense. And I'm so glad I know more fun facts than I knew then. Gonna keep on asking, is this fact fun's up or down? I love that.
I turned that right up in my headphones.
What a banger. Jono, we got a funds up, funds down for this week.
I love these.
I love a good funds up, funds down. We haven't done one for a while, I feel like.
No, I had a race. It was tired.
I got one of those Google things that says, hey, we think you might like this because you've looked something up once. And it was an article from the WWF.
Oh, yeah.
About bees.
The World Wrestling Federation.
That's the one. Except it's about animals.
World Wildlife Foundation. Yeah,
that's the one. Top 10 facts about bees. They're not fun facts, but let's be honest, they think they're fun.
Bees scare me so much.
So bees look scary.
Have you ever been stung by a bee?
I've never been stung
how are we in our early 20s and we've never been stung by a bee?
I don't want to be. I think I'm good to not be. I'll continue.
No, I kind of want to see what it's like.
Can we live podcast you getting stung by a bee?
Yeah, for sure. If I ever get stung by a bee, I'm going bush later this week. If I ever get stung by a bee, I'll record it and I'll see what happens.
Fantastic. Jono, I've got 10 facts. We're going to speed run through these. We'll just give them a thumbs up, thumbs down. Is it an up or is it down?
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
That's it. All right, here we go. Let's see if the WWF have fun facts. Number 1.
All right.
Busy bees. 90% of wild plants and 70% of global crops depend on animal pollination.
I mean, that's a useful fact, but it's not fun.
It's not a fun fact. I will also say that they really think they're fun by putting these weird topics at the top of the busy bees. Yeah. They put these topics
that makes it a little bit more fun.
I mean, it's fun, but you can't. It's like a overall thing. At the end, if we feel like it hasn't got enough points, we can give it 1 point for fun titles. Yep. How about that? Okay, I like it. Number 2, Honey, I'm Home. Bees can be found and living in a lot of locations such as marshes, sand dunes, soft cliffs, wetlands, and even post-industrial land.
I like it. We disagree on that one. Joshua went for the no. I went for the yeah.
I don't know.
I think I got sucked in by the Honey I'm Home title. I reckon that's what sold me.
Banger of a title. I'll change mine to an up. I'll give you that one. I'll give it that one.
When you said Honey I'm Home and then you're like, oh, they can live in variety. I just thought of this industrial wasteland like out of Fallout, and there's this like bee who's made like a little bungalow in a trench coat.
A trench coat with a hat, and he goes, Honey, I'm home.
That's with a briefcase. That's the image that I had in my head, and I thought that was pretty fun.
All right, let's hit it with the next one. Jono, bees can rely on transport systems to get around.
That is sensational.
That's a banger.
What do they mean? Like get on the bus or something?
Beelines are imaginative and beautiful solution to the problem of lost flowers and pollinators. There are a series of insect pathways running through our countrysides and towns. There you go.
Wow. That's cool eyes. Like a little bee highway. Nice.
Little bee highway.
Is that what they mean?
Look at that.
That's awesome.
I guess so.
I thought it meant they get on the subway or something. They get on the city loop train. They probably do. That probably does happen. To be
fair, I feel like bees can fly, so they don't have as much of an issue with getting through unroaded land. But that's pretty fun. I'll give it that one.
That's cool. I like that. All right, number 4.
Number 4, bringing a bee back to life. If you find a bee that seems to be struggling, you can mix a bit of sugar and water and give it a little energy boost, and it might be okay.
That's cool.
Reviving a bee, performing necromancy.
I like it. You just give it a bit of sugar, and it's like, oh yeah, now I'm feeling good now, boys.
Oh, there you go.
Imagine if we could do that with humans. Just give them a little bit of sugar.
Give them a little jelly bean.
Yeah, jelly bean. I guess we do that with some people. That's good. All right, number 6, number 5. I can't count.
I don't like this one. This one's a cop out. Anyone, including you, can help a bee out. Yeah, you can chat to your friends about how cool bees are and make places bee friendly. I'm not a fan of this.
Why did they include that? Why is that even in the middle? That concerns me that was in the middle.
Why is it in the middle? It feels like it was like a dip because they know the rest of it's not going to be great. Number 6. Bees actually have 4 wings. Just start off
the slide, yeah.
Yeah, bees have 4 wings. That's thumbs up.
That's awesome. I thought they had 2.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it's not fun, but it was news to me, so got a point for that.
Oh. Number 7, BGs. Honeybees have a dance move called the Waggle dance.
Yes, that's so good. That is absolutely amazing.
It's not a dance move at all, but a way of communicating themselves to tell a nestmates where to go to best find a food. But man, it may as well be a dance. Took them 2 years to figure out what the dance does.
If it takes me 2 years to learn the Waggle dance, I'll be. Lockdown's over now. We can hit the town and do the Waggle dance.
It's taken me 2 years to figure out how TikTok dances work. So
all the bees just go. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Number 8, the brainy bunch. The buff-tailed bumblebee has the brain size of a poppy seed.
Mate, these are rippers. This is so good.
What's incredible is the fact that scientists have been managed to train them to score a goal in bee football in return for sugary treat.
No way!
People could
The
attract
bees like,
bees.
oh, well, for sugar. The bees want sugar, so they're like, oh, I'll play football. That's
I'll
fine.
play footy.
Mate, this
There
has
you
gone
go.
uphill. These were terrible, and these are hilarious now.
No, number 9. They have surprisingly smelly feet.
Oh, okay. He's being decent.
Yeah. Scientists have.
How do they know
bees
this?
have the ability to use their smelly footprints to distinguish their own scent. God damn it.
The fact that it's surprisingly smelly is funny. Like, they said to a scientist, all right, how smelly do you reckon a bee's foot is? And he probably went, oh, not very. And they're like, well, smell this. And then he smelt it and went, actually, way more smelly than I was expecting.
You know what? Put it up on the top of the list, And number 10, rounding it off, Jono, a dinner for queens. If a queen bee dies in a hive, the workers can create a bee by feeding a young larva a special food called royal jelly. That's pretty fun.
I mean, that's fun. Maybe it's not fun. It's a bit gruesome, but it's cool.
I like it. Maybe that's why. I like it.
I thought you were going to
this
say
is a
like
pretty good banger of a segment.
Of a segment, absolutely, mate.
Why don't you know?
Also, those names, 10 out of 10.
Someone needs to get a raise for those names.
Mate, the Bee Gees, that is the greatest thing that's ever happened
the
on
Waggle
the podcast.
dance.
The Bee Gees Waggle dance.
Love a good Waggle dance. It's hospitality tales. Something, gotta have whales. Da 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 da. Yeah.
Here we go, Joshua. Another hospitality tale. Not so hot off the press. Taking this back a few years ago.
Whew. Jono, we're
one of our favourite returning segments. Yeah, we sure are.
Great.
Now, this hospitality tale, I'd completely forgotten about this one. It's not one of these crazy big what on earth moments, but it was very formative for me in my hospitality experience because I think it happened on the 3rd day that I worked at the cafe. And it was actually, it would have fit better on last week's episode, but it was when we were talking about Happy Horsy Day. Yeah, Happy Horsy Day, Melbourne Cup Day. I remembered that I think it was in 2019, so 3 years ago now, or 2 years ago. I don't know how to do maths. Which one is it? 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yep.
There was a hospitality tale is 2. Yeah. 2 years ago on Melbourne Cup Day, there was absolute scenes. So I'd done 2 trial shifts at this point at the cafe. I'd probably worked 3 hours on one day and about the same amount on the second day. And then Melbourne Cup Day, it was going to be my first big dance. It was the first time it was going to be my actual proper shift. Now, on that particular day, I looked on the roster and I'm like, oh, public holiday, there's 3 of us on. It was me, the manager, and the owner. And I'm like, oh, it's a pretty small crew. Maybe they don't get that busy on public holidays.
Of course.
I get there. Yeah, I'm like, okay, that I guess
Seems
that makes
fine.
sense. Maybe they wouldn't be busy.
Probably.
Yeah.
Seems good.
I get there and it's just the manager. The boss is also meant to be there, and she's like, "Yeah, he's had a baby." I'm like, "Oh no, oh no!" So he was just, he just hadn't shown up, and he'd probably text her like in labour or whatever.
You've gone from having 3 people to 2 people on. You're not sure what kind of busyness it is, but I'm getting a sense of where this story might be going, Jono.
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty obvious, the fact that it's hospitality day, that it was a little bit crazy. But we're working, and she's there on her own when I get there, and she's already flat under the pump. I'm working 4 times harder than I normally am. And by the way, like I'm new. I still don't know the place. I've only worked 6 hours there.
Sense.
I'm running around. I'm doing the entire floor by myself, and we are getting pumped. And she's like, "Oh, we need to work like a little bit faster than normal." I'm like, "I'm working so hard right now." Blah, blah,
you
blah.
barely know what normal is.
I don't know what normal is. I've never worked. I don't know how to do anything. Anyway, she manages to call someone in. But the thing, if you call someone in, you've got at least 15 minutes to wait before they come in.
Of course, yeah,
and
makes sense.
That's a quick situation as well. Most of the time, people aren't going to be up at like 8 in the morning anyway. But we get someone else in, and it's not enough. We're back to 3 people. It's clearly not enough. We're like, who can we call? I think we've got like another 2 people in. it still wasn't enough. Like, we were absolutely under the pump. Like, it was absolutely crazy. And then I think in the end, like, some people that were there had like, oh yeah, that's right. It was the someone's like sister who had worked at a club and hadn't gone home yet or whatever. We got them in and everything. And
just scrambling for help here.
Oh, honestly, scrambling. It was an absolute nightmare. I remember the manager came and she said, no breaks today. At the end, we'll just stop. Everyone eat together. We'll take whatever you want. Just no time for breaks. And we're running around. I've gone out the back. I think I forgot to put some orders through. So I'm like running up the front. I'm like, I've got heaps of orders. And then someone's like, oh, can I get some water? I'm like, okay, I'll quickly do the water. And then I'll put these orders through that were backing up and they were stressing me out. I go to our little, it's called a waiter station. That's where you have like your napkins, your knives and forks. And we have a crate of glasses. And the crate of glasses was located on this little ledge in the middle of this sort of walkway, so that if someone was sitting in the front room, you could get a glass and bring it to them. And if they were sitting at the back, on your way through, you could get it. It's also right outside the kitchen. Perfect spot for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Great spot.
How could this go wrong?
What it's not a great spot for is I picked up one glass. Now, if you've never worked in hospitality, you probably don't know this. But when a glass is hot, if it's gone through the dishwasher, they stick together. Now, I learned that day.
Oh.
I was not aware of this. So I pick up one glass and I whip it around. They're upside down, pick it up by the bottom, whip it around upwards. There's a glass that comes with it, and when I whip it upright, it flies up and then hits the ground. And hospitality glasses, they're made of crystal, not glass. And glass shatters, crystal just disintegrates. And it just explodes everywhere. It was horrendous. It was my first glass break at that cafe. And it was right in the middle of the main zone, because it's the most convenient spot that anyone walking, trying to get out to pay, couldn't. People walking out the back couldn't. No food could come out of the kitchen. No one could go into the kitchen. It was literally the worst spot. And I had all these orders that I had to put through, and then just boom, I broke a glass. So chef comes out. He's got the vacuum cleaner. Like, there's customers with brooms. Oh my god, mate! It was literally the worst. It was the worst shift of my life, honestly. And that, my friend, brings us to the very end of the 10th episode. Spectacular. Nothing too spectacular, but I think it was very spectacular.
What a wonderful episode, Jono.
I know, it really was.
What a wonderful special episode. I'm sure we'll have a couple more special episodes in the future.
Oh, definitely coming up.
As we're winding down for the rest of the year. But Jono, it's been a great episode. We had a lot of oh my god, I can't talk. We had the initiation of my new segment, reviewing me, reviewing you.
The best opener we have, to be honest. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We also had a hell of a lot of technical difficulties.
Oh my god, it's been a cursed episode.
At the moment, we've got about a 5-second lag, and it's awful.
It's brutal. We had the return of fan favorite segments, funds up, funds down. We had the quiz. We had a hospitality tales. It's been a host of wonderful segments.
We were 100% segments today. There you go.
100% segments.
Someone put us on Drive Time Radio. Anyway, Joshua, episode 10 is called
Waldo Tobler Does the Waggle Dance.
I'd love to see him do it, but he's dead apparently. Hopefully he knew about the Waggle Dance.
Sad. I hope so.
I feel like if anyone was going to know about it, it would be Waldo Tobler.
Yeah, 100%. He could have herded bees, or however you do it.
Herd bees? Yeah, well, they got little bee highways. We found out. But if people want to find out more,
talking about hives and bees. Where can people find our hives for social media, John?
You can find us on Beehive. Is Beehive something? I feel like Beehive has got to be something. I'm thinking of Bumble, aren't I?
Bumbler, to be honest. Moving on.
It's only been 4 months, and that's all I can think about. Right? They can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, MySpace. And one other one, Skype at the Comedian Ons. Oh yeah, TikTok at the Comedian Ons.
TikTok, the big one. Meta, also known as Facebook.
It's Meta. And what I want to say this episode, if anyone has made it this far, send us an email about something, anything, and we'll talk about it.
Give us anything.
I would love to in the next. We'll save up, and if we get something,
we'll save up.
We'll read it.
We'll maybe do like a letters to the editor kind of thing.
Letter to the editor. Send us about anything, about what your nan's dog's name is, what you had for breakfast. If you think of some good, easy lunch ideas to go camping, please email. Oh no, I'll be coming back before this episode's out.
Whatever.
For next time,
just give us something to for sure. Where your show is just as much as you're in our show.
That's right. But before we end this episode, I just wanted to tell the people that these episodes come out Tuesday morning, and when you're listening to this, I will be in the bush, and I've just explained to Joshua that we're hiking somewhere that doesn't have any water, so we're doing a supply drop of the water halfway through the hike. So if there's no episode 11, it's because we didn't make it to the water, or someone moved our water.
Yeah. So tune in next episode to see if there is one.
Yeah.
And Jono, I think that means it's time for us to wrap up.
It's time for us to go. It's been awful with this technology, but it's been a fun one.
I mean, part of it's been lovely to talk to you for this 10th episode, Jono. Great segments. And hopefully I'll see you next week.